Hello, I'm Bungle, the fool who's probably the closest to who you really are. I woke up this morning like any other, still lacking the motivation to work but overflowing with motivation to play. The only problem, nobody pays for that. I stepped into the office clutching a coffee cup as big as the last shred of motivation I had left. The boss was standing there not to greet me but to ask, "Where's the report?" I hadn't even taken off my coat yet. In my head, wait, am I coming to work or starring in an action movie? My hand adjusted my hair subconsciously and I sneakily snapped a selfie. Looking at it, I looked like a zombie after a deadline. I deleted it immediately. I sat down, put on headphones, and nothing was playing. Just for show. A colleague walked past, and I pretended to text frantically. The screen was blank, but I shook my head like I was handling some massive drama. My colleague whispered something about a project or maybe gossip, and I nodded vigorously. Yes, exactly. Wonderful. Inside, I have no idea, but I must look smart. And just like that, the day began. Barely a moment to breathe before being dragged into the morning meeting, where every hope of survival was tested again. The boss talked endlessly about boosting productivity. I nodded along like a pro, but secretly. I was counting how many days until the weekend. My hand scribbled notes, diligently looking serious until I realized I'd just drawn a dripping, gooey slice of cheesy pizza in the middle of the page. The colleague next to me glanced over, winked. Wow, such detailed notes. I forced a smile. Creative research. The boss asked, "Any thoughts?" I immediately looked down like a student who hadn't done the homework. Then suddenly the boss called my name. My heart dropped to my stomach, my brain ran off to take an early lunch. I stammered, I think productivity needs a touch of creative seasoning. By accident, I pushed the notebook, revealing the full cheesy pizza. My colleague covered her mouth, trying not to laugh. I frantically scribbled lines over it as if it were a workflow diagram. The boss glanced, raised an eyebrow. I see everything. My heart raced. My face burned like I'd been caught cheating. And in that moment, I realized every office meeting is like a secret stage where everyone acts professional, but inside they're thinking of pizza, bubble tea, and the weekend. After the brain-stretching meeting, or more accurately, stomach-stretching due to pizza cravings, I headed for lunch, hoping to find some solace in my lunchbox. Opening my lunchbox, cold, sad salad. Across from me, a colleague cracked open fried chicken, the aroma filling the room like a KFC commercial. I nibbled my greens like a rabbit, but sniffed the chicken like a hunting dog. Finished eating, I collapsed onto the desk for a 10-minute nap. I woke up to find drool forming a digital signature. Looking up, the office had turned into a mini dormitory. Some leaned back on chairs like CEOs on vacation. Others buried their faces in backpacks. One even checked in inside the restroom for peace and quiet. A guy with headphones opened his laptop looking serious. Zoom in carefully. Netflix grinning as if on a call with the boss while getting a raise. In the corner, two colleagues coincidentally ate lunch together, returning simultaneously, coffee in hand, eyes brighter than LED lights. Everyone knew they were dating, but the office pretended to be busy. One girl ate while live streaming sales. Anyone closing orders. Lips are perfect, by the way. Rice stuck to her mouth. I quietly ordered more bubble tea on an app, noting, "Deliver discreetly, don't let the boss see." And so the office lunch break, half public, half secret. Eating, napping, drama, and quirky habits, every office has them. Laughing so much I lost track of time. I returned to my desk, and karma struck my computer, started misbehaving. My computer lagged like a 90-year-old man running a marathon. I'd just finished a page of a report hadn't saved, and boom. Blue screen looking like a horror movie poster. I stared blankly, coffee in hand, spilling a bit on the desk. Grabbed a sticky note to wipe it both clumsy and pointless. Felt like I had eaten nearly the last piece of cake only for someone to snatch it away. A colleague passed Benny's brainstorming intensely. I nodded, face stone cold like a philosopher, thinking, if I book a flight to Hawaii right now, can I still make it before clock out? The computer restarted Windows Update 87%, then dropped to 2%. I sighed. This update exists just to torture Benny. Standing up for water, I tripped over a chair, almost dropping the USB with the report, heart racing, hands shaking. A ding from the next desk, a colleague just completed a report and got praised. I swallowed hard, clapped silently, heart shattered. Finally, I sat down typing to help my computer is dying. Hands shaking, I covered the screen with a coffee-stained sticky note. Whispered to myself, "What's wrong? Benny, are you okay?" Secret pantry meeting 3 p.m. Climax. 3 p.m. The whole team heads to the pantry pretending to refill coffee. Actually, it's the first secret meeting of the office, the sole topic talking about the boss. Sarah sighs. This morning he said the deadline is flexible. Sure, flexible means emailing me at 11 p.m. Mike shrugs. He's never wrong. We just don't get the full vision yet. Emily shakes her head. When a project succeeds, it's the team did great. When it fails, Mike ruined everything. Totally unfair. John sips espresso. Getting a raise here is harder than winning Powerball. Probably easier than getting weekend leave. Anna nods, and every Monday morning he asks, "Why does everyone look so tired?" Maybe because we're online Sunday night answering emails for him. Sarah laughs. Best line is, "We're like a family." Yeah, a family where dad keeps all the money and the kids do all the chores. Emily adds, "Meetings are many, content is little. We meet to discuss why there are too many meetings. Maximum office irony." Mike smirks. If this meeting was on the calendar, it'd be called Meeting About Not Having Too Many Meetings. The team bursts out laughing, almost choking on coffee. I think no need for team building. This is real bonding, 100% office style. Before swallowing the last bite of cake, the boss appears, glides by like radar detecting employee gossip. Silence. Mutes clicked faster than a TV remote. Everyone returns to their desks as if no secret meeting ever happened. 5:58 p.m. Office prepares to shut down, boss appears. Oh, just a tiny thing. Deadline by tonight, I want to say, "Sir, I'm an employee, not a Marvel superhero." All that escapes. "Yes, sir." Sarah whispers tonight's deadline, "Eat dinner with the laptop." Mike groans. Uber Eats probably knows me better than my girlfriend. Emily tiny, yet enough to ruin the evening. Anyone else think that's weird? John raises an eyebrow. Does the boss think we recharge via wall outlets? I open Outlook. Is this a work email or a death note for my evening? Anna chuckles. Whenever he says just a quick task, quick equals entire overtime shift. I sigh. Click save draft number 127 for my resignation. I may be loyal to the company, but I'm even more loyal to Gmail's drafts. End of day secret escape. 6:59 p.m. I pretend to type furiously, screen shows solitaire. 7:00 p.m. I dash toward the door like a ninja but get stuck on the push-pull glass door, forcing a silly smile. In the dark hallway, I see colleagues sneaking snacks into bags. Eye contact, Survival Alliance, Adult Edition. I liberate a few free tea bags, stash them in my bag, thinking side income, main tea, no one will notice. Elevator jam. Silence. But inside, who hits 1 and 2 at the same time? Finally, elevator arrives. I leap in like escaping battle bag full of loot. Walking home tomorrow will be just like today, but surviving this counts as a small win. Exiting the gate, I exchange a secret smile nod with a colleague. See you at the next secret lunch. I sigh, texting myself, tomorrow I'll leave earlier, or at least won't let the elevator trick me again. I closed the back door behind me, letting out a sigh. Finally home, a place where I can be myself, clumsy and unnoticed. Opening the fridge, I glanced at the instant noodles and a can of soda, thinking office survival really did turn me into a master of eating anything. Kicking off my shoes, I noticed mismatched socks. I muttered to myself, Tomorrow I'll make the effort to pair them or just forget it entirely. Plopping onto the sofa, I opened my personal laptop ready to watch Netflix, only to accidentally open a company folder. Sighing. Still not fully free from the office, huh? I grabbed a snack, munching quickly, and told myself tomorrow I'll eat less or at least avoid eating at my desk. Sitting there, I remembered sneaking a peek at memes during the meeting, giggling, then pretending to be focused. I muttered, tomorrow I'll behave or learn how to watch and not get caught. I glanced at my dirty shoes by the door. Tomorrow I'll clean or maybe just leave them. Who's going to see? Flipping open my journal, I scribbled a few confessions: today's success, not getting fired. Today's failure, still too scared to submit my resignation. All my secret vices: sneaky snacking, faking music with headphones, stealing glances at my crush, all safe alive in Benny's secret bunker. I sighed. Tomorrow I'll change, but not too much. I'll still be the clumsy, funny Benny, just a bit better at hiding snacks. I turned off the lights, climbed into bed, naked as usual, hugging a celebrity photo and a rolled-up piece of paper like every other night. I chuckled. Who says growing up means being serious? I choose to be foolish, true to myself, and at least every day I still find a few moments of happiness. Closing my eyes, I whispered to the audience. Except for a few nasty co-workers, there are still good people out there. Today is just a draft. Tomorrow we fight again. Sleep well and live positively like me. Benny, Bungle, clumsy but surviving.